Assalamu alaikum students, this is your course instructor Raisha Sadiq from Department of English, University of Southern Punjab, Multan. Student, in our today's lecture we will explore the themes of Hanif Qureshi's My Son, the Fanatic. Students, the very prominent theme in this play is immigration, assimilation and radicalization. Student, Hanif Qureshi's My Son, the Fanatic explores the tensions between a Punjabi immigrant father Parvez and his second generation British born son Ali. Parvez has spent his adult life assimilating into English culture and society of immigrating from Pakistan and dreams that his son will complete this transformation. He is therefore appalled when Ali abandons his studies to become an accountant and instead devotes himself to a radicalized version of Islam and espouses hatred of the West. Parvez believes his son needs to be saved from these bad choices and ideas, but the story complicates this simple narrative. It does the first by showing how Parvez's own move away from Islam was motivated by his negative experience in religious school as a youth. Just as Ali's newfound devotion to a radicalized Islam is motivated by his negative experience of being a Muslim in England, the story is ending when Parvez is so enraged by his son's behavior that he physically attacks him, to which Ali responds, "Who is the fanatic now?" It further blurs the line between assimilation, which is seen in the West as the socially acceptable course for immigrants, versus the socially malign course of radicalization. That blurring in turn highlights that assimilation itself is a choice that is more complicated and harmful than it initially appears. Parvez's desire for assimilation is at least in part motivated by a reaction against his Islamic religious background. Student, when Parvez was growing up in Lahore, he went to a religious school where he had to study the Quran. At one point in school, at Maulvi attacked a piece of string from Parvez's hair to the ceiling so that he would be young back awake if he started to fall asleep in class. This indignity turned Parvez against religion forever, a path away from religion that mirrored those of his fellow first-generation Punjabi immigrants to England. He and his friends, for instance, scoff at the local mullahs in London for what they perceive as their hypocrisy for thinking they could tell people how to live while their eyes rooved over the boys and the girls in their care. For Parvez, distancing himself from Islam and his native culture is also critical to his desire to fully assimilate into English culture and society. In one particularly symbolic moment, he forces his wife to cook pork, representing the departure from his past culture, and justifies his departure by insisting we have to fit in. Beyond cultural behavior, fitting in is also directly tied to financial success for Parvez. As a first-generation immigrant, his opportunities have been limited and he has been forced to make immense sacrificing, working 10 hours a day, foregoing hobbies and holidays in order to try and guarantee that Ali will have access to better opportunities and upward mobility as the second generation. This is why Parvez views Ali, born and raised in England, as the key to full assimilation. His own hard work has set Ali up to get a white-collar job as an accountant, which will in turn allow Ali to easily provide for a future family for Parvez. Once this happened, he would be happy. His dreams of doing well in England would have come true. For Parvez, being first generation has locked him out of such opportunities, and therefore he sees the complete assimilation of his son as perhaps the only path to acceptance and opportunity. For his family in England, however, Ali's experience of growing up in England as the son of Pakistani immigrants has driven him to adopt a radicalized version of Islam that directly conflicts with his father's dreams of assimilation. Having been born and raised in England, Parvez's view of country is radically different from his father's. Just as Parvez believes Islam is full of hypocrites, Ali believed that the West was a sink of hypocrites. Despite his extremism, Ali makes many valid critiques of the West, including that it is materialistic, individualistic and concerned with pleasure and enjoyment at the expense of other things. The critique which perhaps reveals the most about his experiences growing up as the child of immigrants in England comes when he asks his father, the Western materialist haters, how can you love something which hates you? This critique suggests that beyond just recognizing the West's political disdain for the Islamic world, Ali has himself felt the effects of prejudice and discrimination, despite his having been born and raised in England, which has then contributed to his desire to distance himself from it. The implication is that Ali's experience as a second generation immigrant has allowed him to see that full assimilation is never possible and that the West will always view Muslims and immigrants as outsiders. In the West, assimilation is the accepted and highly encouraged path for immigrants to take, while radicalization is condemned and feared. In the final scene, my son, the fanatic, complicates this idea by blurring the line between assimilation and radicalization, not to advocate for radicalization, but rather to highlight the fact that assimilation is not as harmless a choice as it appears. Parvez's devotion to the course of assimilation leads him to attack his own son. And between punches, Ali asks, so who is fanatic now? Ali's searing final question reveals the fanaticism behind assimilation. Parvez turns on his own son, which is symbolic of the ways in which assimilation requires the immigrants turn their backs on their own culture in order to gain acceptance in their new homes. This assimilation decision to dilute or even abandon one's culture is a radical choice in its own right, and Qureshi suggests that neither extreme, assimilation or radicalization, should be the pain that immigrants choose or are forced to take. Then we see another theme that is quite obvious or evident in the play is the immigration, fathers and sons, the intergenerational conflict. It explores the ways in which the father-son relationship is further complicated by the internal and external pressures of immigration and the desire to assimilate. Parvez is the first-generation immigrant whose opportunities have been limited. He works tirelessly in a blue-collar profession as a taxi driver in order to provide for his son, Ali, and guarantees that Ali experiences upward mobility. Many fathers' dreams are wrapped up in this success of their children, and the story captures how such dreams can be even more powerful for immigrants who see their own assimilation as a reaching its fruition through their children. By the end of the story, though, Ali has veered completely off the path that his father created to him, and his departure destroyed their relationship and the father and his son. So this poison Qureshi highlights how the pressure that first-generation immigrant father put on their son to fulfill their dreams of assimilation can backfire and cause their second-generation children to instead attempt to reclaim the culture and identity that is lost when immigrants start life over in a new country. Initially, Parvez is confident that this academically and socially successful son Ali will realize him. Parvez's dreams of full assimilation into English culture. However, this confidence is shaken. Students, this is shaken when Ali starts behaving strangely. As Ali begins to mysteriously throw away his possessions, so Parvez becomes deeply worried and feels his son's eccentricity as an injustice after all the hard work and sacrifice he has made to provide Ali with everything he needs for a successful life in England. Student, Parvez wants to confide in his friend's fellow Pakistani taxi driver, but he is ashamed and afraid to admit that his son may be falling victim to the pitfalls and bad girls taunting from schools and joining gangs. Parvez experiences his son's failure as something shameful, showing that he sees his own success as assimilation and tied up his own son's success. When he discovered that Ali's strange behavior has nothing to do with the drugs, though he is rather due to the newfound devotion to the fundamentalist version of Islam, he is not at all relieved. Instead, he desperately attempts to get his son back on the carefully constructed path to assimilation that Parvez has set for him. Student, Parvez's goals of assimilating into English culture. This confrontation, however, is disastrous, Pervez discovered that Ali has adopted fundamentalist Islamic beliefs and staunchly opposed the Western culture and social life. Pervez is deeply disturbed by his son's this fundamentalist outlook. He explains that he believes one's life ends completely after death, and therefore the only way for a person to live on is through their children and the future generation to come. With this point, Pervez is expressing to Ali that his own hope and dreams of success and full assimilation into English culture can only be realized through Ali. But student Ali was reluctant to adopt the Western attitude and the Western outlook of wife. So it created a conflict, intergenerational conflict between the son and the father. Next, what we see the pressure of immigration and assimilation, and how that pressure is magnified when such dreams become tied up in the relation between father and the son. Another thing that is evident, the West and Islam. In my son, the fanatic, the modern conflict between Islam and the West is embodied in the strained relationship between Pervez and his son Ali. Pervez delights in what he views as a flexibility and freedom offered by the Western culture of England. He drinks whiskey, eats pork, maintains an emotional affair with a prostitute, and scoffs at what he and his friends perceived as the hypocrites of Islamic mullahs, telling everyone else how to behave. Ali's sympathies, however, going in the other direction. He recalls against the West and Western culture for its materialism and focus on personal freedom and pleasure above all, as well as for the way that the West views Islam as both. So student, Muslim people around the world, when Pervez, in a moment of fury at the judgment levied against him by his son, attacks him and replicates the Western violence against the Middle East that radicalized it. Student, throughout the story, Pervez is deeply committed to the West and what he believes is the superior culture that allow one to the freedom to do almost anything and enjoy life pleasure to the fullest. Pervez delight in the materialistic pleasure of the West, from bacon, which he couldn't deny, that he loved, to whiskey, to his friendly relationship with the prostitute. Not only does he love the freedom he feels he is afforded in England, but he desperately wants to abandon his former culture in favor of full assimilation. In contrast, his own son Ali was reluctant to do that, and he wanted to adapt the Islamic outlook and the Islamic ways of life. Student, if we see the symbols in the play, the very obvious symbol is whiskey. It symbolizes Pervez's intoxication with the West and his deep desire to assimilate into English culture at the expense of the ties to his past life and culture in Pakistan. Throughout the story, it's implied that Pervez is an alcoholic. He uses alcohol to cope and gets drunk on whiskey from the very beginning of the story, when he first becomes concerned about Ali's behavior, through the final scene when, completely drunk, he physically attacks Ali. Pervez drinking puts strain on his relationship with Ali, who berates his father for drinking because it violates the basic tenet of Holy Quran. Then student, throughout the story, the beard, it represents both Ali's commitment to his Islamic beliefs as well as Pervez's desperate attempt to bridge the widening gap between him and his son. The only physical change that he notices, however, is that Ali has started growing his beard. The beard symbolizes Ali's growing belief in the fundamentalist version of Islam, which Pervez only uncovers later, after finally discovering what is going on in and right before he goes to bed. After their first long and heated argument about Ali's new belief, Ali asks his father why he didn't have a beard or at least a mustache. He wants his father to wear at least this symbol of Islam. Pervez is fearlessly opposed to Ali's demands and beliefs, but is also desperate to bridge the gap widening between them, which is putting him at risk of losing his son. Therefore, he decides to grow a beard. As the two sit down on their second argument about Ali's belief, Pervez hopes that Ali will compliment his growing beard and recognize it as an attempt to concede at least one of his beliefs, but Ali doesn't notice beard after all, suggesting that he is the only interested in full-on devotion to Islam. Then the other obvious symbol is Betina's perfume, which appears at the end of the story and symbolizes Parvez's love of the West throughout the story. She herself represents both the freedom and the flexibility of the West, and Parvez tells Ali is the reason he loves England and much. Parvez explains that let you do almost anything here, and one of these things he is able to enjoy in England is carrying out an emotional affair with Bettina, who herself can pursue her career as a prostitute. In the story's ultimate scene, Parvez and Bettina give Ali a ride in Parvez's cabs. It's only when Ali enters the vehicle that Parvez notices the way that Bettina is dressed and realizes that she will appear garish and shameful in Ali's eyes. He notes particularly that her perfume, which he loved, permeates the air in the cab and opens a window to try to mask the scent. His love for her perfume represents his love affair with the West, or as Ali described it, his implication in Western civilization. In this scene, Parvez suddenly becomes acutely self-conscious of the delight he takes in Bettina all things Western. In front of Ali, he attempts to deny how deeply implicated in Western culture he has become by opening the window and hoping that the fragrance of perfume goes out. So student, our today's lecture was about the themes and the symbol of my son the fanatic. I am giving you a home task: read the entire text thoroughly and understand the complication of intergenerational conflict. Thank you, dear student. Take care. Allah Hafiz.